Okay, now I'll go back into the very best of my knowledge, I'm on 8.1. There's a second notice to amend the remuneration policy. Somebody prepared to move that? So moved. Seconder?
Second. Okay.
Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed, motion carried. 8.2, second notice adoption of North American Indigenous Games Policy.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Motion carried. 8.3, corporate strategic management policy 40, promotional advertising policy. Jennifer?
Right on, Jennifer. Right on time, Jennifer.
Well, I have it.
She monitors on the computer.
She's watching on television.
Not on purpose. Okay.
Get paid to do
No.
Hmm.
So you have in your package a request for decision to amend a current policy that you have, policy P40, promotional advertisement, which outlines for those viewing and for newer counselors. It is a policy that outlines a list of promotional opportunities that we participate in local media, so radio and local publications like Social Breaker, etc. So it's woefully out of date. So the new draft lists some of the old ones that we still do, campaigns that we still participate in, as well as some newer ones that better reflect our direction as an organization that council has provided us. So some of the events just don't happen anymore. Some of them we fund and promote differently. For example, Chester Race Week, some of them remain the same, like Canada Day. Does anyone have any questions on the proposed list?
I don't, but somebody might. No?
Let me see that list again.
There was originally 11 and there remains 11. The number of instances hasn't changed, just the promotions, the observances themselves. And there's always an opportunity for council to add more or change the list whenever they want.
Yeah, we don't have to today, we can just.
Yeah, we've been getting an increase in requests.
There's number or 1.12 is advertisements promoting the municipal activities with the approval of council. So the council would allow us to add some.
Outside of the,
Yeah, somebody want to make that motion?
Well, I want to ask a question on
Okay,
video cost. Our current budget says 15,000.
Yeah.
And if current rates do not change, and if the amendment policy is adopted, will be approximately $4,000.
Yeah.
Explain that to me.
if we participate in all of these campaigns, and we usually only participate upon request. So if a media outlet sends us a request to pay for an ad in their Remembrance Day campaign, and we agree, then that cost is included in that 4,000. If they don't ask us, it's not included. We usually go on a request basis. We have 3 publishers, I think with a total of 5 newspapers that serve our area, plus 2 radio stations with 3 channels that also serve our municipalities. So that is all 8 of those outlets. If all of them asked us to advertise all of these, then that's how much it would cost. If the rates don't change, yeah.
Jennifer, I'm sorry, Derek, are you finished there?
Go ahead. I may not be.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
No.
have one thing to add. The policy says, where is it? Oh, one one edition per publisher. So if Lighthouse now has 2 newspapers, if they request one, if they request for both, for ads inclusion and inclusion of ads in both of their publications, we would select one. We wouldn't do both, same as CKDW and Hank. Okay, sorry.
I just wanted to know about the budget. So it's 15,000, has that been like that for a while, or?
Yeah.
15,000 is our overall promotions budget, so
Okay.
it includes more than just the things in this policy.
It's the overall advertising budget.
Advertising,
So
sorry.
when Garth puts an ad for,
When there's changes.
yeah, that,
Okay.
it's all included in that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and you're never sure how many you're gonna have, this all depends on what goes.
Planning has a separate promotions one, so this would be for council, like,
Oh, okay.
for bylaw changes and stuff like that, the planning has a separate.
Anybody else have any questions?
I have lots of questions, but I don't totally understand what we're promoting. I mean, I understand when we have to advertise for bylaw changes and all that, and that's included in the same budget that we have for promotional stuff.
No, bylaw changes are in their own budget. This would be policy changes of council.
Council meetings, public hearings.
If we close the offices, stuff like
Yeah,
that,
we
those
do all
are,
that,
those are within the $15,000 promotion or advertising budget.
Yeah.
Within that 15,000, we earmark 4,000 of that for these sort of special things that fall within our policy. So if we get a request to advertise for Canada Day and it's in the policy, if it's listed in the policy, we would say,
No.
yes.
So the only discretionary amount here is the $4,000.
So the $4,000 was approved as part of the budget. What we're looking for is permit or a request, it's a request to amend the policy to change the list of things that we would automatically say yes.
We
to.
get about 50 or more
And if it's not on
requests a
this
year.
list,
If it's
it
not
has to
on
come
the
back.
And we could spend all that budget on promotional requests if we said yes to every single request.
So if we do nothing today, the $4,000 is still in the budget. We would only approve things that are on the current list.
Yeah.
As opposed to the new.
As
list.
opposed to the new list.
So that wouldn't include when council would like to extend a congratulations to graduates. That's
This is a
something.
preemptive strike.
It's just to get us ready
Yeah.
for those.
Yeah,
things,
and
you know.
there's
Well,
things,
that's right.
and there are things that the municipality
Sure.
supports, right?
I'm gonna make a
So,
motion to amend the current policy P40 as presented.
Second,
Second,
discussion. All those in favor? Oh, motion carried.
I don't agree, I'm just trying to understand.
I know.
well, you can come talk to me after. if you
No, I
want.
understand it now.
Okay,
So I ask questions.
thank you.
It may seem stupid sometimes, but
it's a lawyer.
Not at all.
It's the lawyer in.
Okay, now just before I forget, I forgot at the beginning of the meeting, but this is Tara's first day as a CA. Welcome to your new job. Thank you for accepting.
Well, it says deputy, you've got time to get sign change there. Just why you have the deputy. Painted it.
Yeah, who's in charge of that? Getting that new sign?
Pam's on it.
Dan's
I'm
on it.
sure we do with the matter of
Yeah. Okay, oh, congratulations.
Congratulations. You can't sing happy birthday to you.
No, not quite that, I'm not sure, happy, whatever. I'm not even sure you should be happy, but. Must be something gonna be said, something. Anyway, we're on to 10.1, correspondence from the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing regarding Sustainable Growth Fund. An agreement form to be approved and signed. Is that the 672 there?
Yeah,
That is good news, yeah,
Yeah. So
so.
am I allowed to sign it and cash the check? Put it in the bank?
Or,
Sure.
I'm pretty sure there is no check. I think it's already in the bank.
What did they just send it to?
Yeah,
We
well,
wanna send it- we don't wanna send the money back, so we'd like to be able
I
to.
gotta
send-
sign that thing so that we can keep it.
what are we gonna use it for?
We're just gonna put it in a reserve account and it's for, essentially for infrastructure type projects.
So as we identify projects that fit within the fund, and we'll have more information next week, we're gonna, I think Tim has is intending to call municipal affairs to find out more information, like do projects require pre-approval and all of that kind of stuff. So once we have more information, but as projects come forward, if we're earmarking them for this fund, we'll let you know when they come forward.
Can we take
this on the check?
Yeah, I need a motion so I can sign the piece of paper. Acknowledge that we got it.
You need to sign it.
All those in favor?
Yeah, that's what,
If not, we'll send.
Paul spoke about last week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Never mind.
Good remember that.
You are.
Yeah. Yeah, when they finish the service exchange agreement, we may lose that to something else, but whatever. Let's do that, yeah, okay. Anyway, so, 10.2, from Huntington Society of Canada requesting the municipality light up municipal in blue and or purple for one or more days in May 2023.
Later, do we have light?
We do. And we've
Well,
got
if we don't, we can hang Kane out, she's purple all the time. Hey, Kane, all that.
just purple, yeah, purple, you can stay in her outdoors.
She was hoping no one would notice.
You wanna make that motion, King, that's purple?
Yeah.
Second.
Discussion, all those in favor, opposed, motion carried. Okay. Meeting calendar amendments.
Okay,
So we're going half the time. then.
yeah, so we have, the NSFM conference is on Thursday, May 4th, in Digby. Well, it's the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, so the 4th, we're looking to cancel the meeting, which would have been a Cal meeting. And then the 25th,
FCM.
is the FCM conference, so there's a couple of us going to Toronto for that conference. So that leaves the 11th and the 18th. The 11th should have been a council meeting, the 18th should have been a Cal meeting. We're suggesting we flip those two so that we do Cal on the 11th, council on the 18th.
So moved. That's a motion you need.
Yeah, seconder,
Second.
discussion?
I'm sorry, we're gonna, even though we're gonna be in Digby, we're having a meeting?
No,
No, cancel.
we're
Cancel.
canceling both of those.
Yellow or cancel, sorry.
Yes.
And we're changing the 11th to
I got it now.
Now.
I didn't see cancel.
18th to cancel.
I just wonder why we should make them both count.
We can do that.
Well, just, we're gonna be.
Well, that way we can deal with anything if we have to.
Okay,
Okay, make that motion.
I'll make, rescind my previous motion.
You don't have to, we didn't have a second.
Okay. So, the motion is to have both May meetings on the 11th and the 18th council meetings.
And cancel the 4th and the 25th.
And cancel the 4th and the 25th, because our esteemed colleagues will be away
Including you.
on the 4th, yes.
Yeah, you're esteemed.
Yes, sir, Derek's got his,
I'll second that motion.
Discussion on the motion, all those in favor, opposed, motion carried.
I have two questions related to the meeting schedule. Who's registered for Digby and who's registered for FCM?
I'm registered for the big.
I'm registered for Digby and FCM.
Digby?
Both.
Cool. Second question would be around,
What about you?
no, I'm not able to make.
Either one?
Andre? No. I am on the same boat, see how it goes.
You're on a thing.
I've been registered, I
Okay.
believe.
So my second question is related to our April 30th intake deadline for operating grants. And I'm having discussions now with my community groups, and that's related to, I'm advising them that if things go as planned, I would hope that typically when we received our May 31 deadline, we dealt with them middle of June, third week of June. So I'm hoping that maybe that might be the intent of those two May council meetings, that we are dealing with our April 30th intake.
Yeah, I would assume that one of those two meetings, those applications would come.
And again, things change, I know that, but that's what I'm advising on, or
Last council sort of jump on there, and I don't want to relabel it as not on the agenda, but we did talk about grants last meeting, and we talked about this sort of like this hole that we have.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't remember, when we were gonna hear back or have some sort of feedback?
Well, Chad can tell us, I mean, we gave him basically to go and give us some thought and come back with something for us.
Yeah, I think we're a bit vague on the timelines.
Well, yeah, I didn't expect it this week.
Inquiring minds are asking.
When do you think you'll have something for us?
I think it can be, the suggested changes were not significant, so I think we can have them back fairly early, so I perhaps those meetings in May
That'd be
as well.
Yeah, good, thank you.
Okay. Okay, 11.2 village area fire. That's generally speaking, whatever.
Generally speaking, whatever, those are my favorite items.
Well, no, we usually just approve it, but well,
Yeah, so you're probably all quite familiar with what I have here for you. So this is the recommendation to approve the village commission area rate at 15.17 cents per $100 of assessed value. And to set the outside fire rate at 7.4 cents, as well as the fireboat area rate at 7.4 cents. These rates are consistent with the last year. There's nothing really too shocking here. So if there's any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Sure, sure. I have a question.
okay.
I know it's probably in here. I'm gonna ask you, let me see it. Is that rate gone down or stayed the same?
It is stayed exactly the same.
Is somebody prepared to move, we approve rates?
I move.
Seconder? Seconder?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed, motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
District grant. Just one question, are those from this year's budget or next year's? Or
So they're actually,
from last
two,
year's budget?
there's two requests, and one of those requests, per your comments at a previous meeting, Al, that was received prior to March 31st, and that was the request from the Eastchester Recreation Association for $1,200.
Okay.
And I know that the comments that were made is that could come out of the 22-23 budget. Our director of finance perhaps has a little bit of a different opinion that if there's the fiscal year in which the motion was made is technically where that money should come from. So I think that might be a good clarification point to keep in mind for future years. But currently that's the way that we have it listed. Here's that $1,200 was remaining in the District 3 budget for 22-23. And the second request from the 40s Community Center for $500 was to come from the 23-24 fiscal year.
Okay. Somebody wanted to move, we approve them? So moved. Seconder?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Opposed, motion's carried. I believe I'm on 11.5, which is Gordon. Read it in. I think I got that someplace. No, on the desk.
Yeah.
That's one of these.
Morning, everyone. So, good morning. So just checking in with you on the repaving project from Martins River to Vaughan Road and Western Shore. We last spoke about this on January 19th, and you made a motion at that time to enter a contribution agreement. We've now received the contribution agreement from the Department of Public Works. So we just want to come back with you and flag that we had budgeted under our ICIP program originally $556,000. The price came in at $566,000, a difference of about $9,000 when you consider the decimal points. And you had also made a motion last time, or when we had that workshop, to move that out of ICIP into gas tax funding to support that repaving. So just reminding you of that.
Yeah.
The only thing I want to flag in this contribution agreement, I reviewed it. It's the same as past ones that we've signed, but just remind you that there's a clause in there that when they actually tender this project and it comes in greater than 10% over what they've estimated, they need to come back to us to seek approval again to see if we want to contribute to it.
Yeah.
So they haven't tendered it, to be clear, but that's how they managed to
If
move
they
it
do,
forward.
as long as it's under 10%.
Yeah, the expectation is that they will proceed with it without coming back to us. So that would add 10% to that $566,000. So we could be up around $600,000.
Like, I mean, oh,
Correct. I like your optimism, Alan.
Yeah, well.
So just flagging that for everyone so you're aware. Last little detail on this one is through that ICIP program, we were advised that this project does not require an archaeological resource impact assessment. There's a little, so that's good, just smooths things over. But again, if we move that out of ICIP and into the gas tax, that would also.
Then we would have.
Right, so there's all these complexities. So I think what we're looking for from you today is just your continued interest in signing this contribution agreement and with all those conditions.
Somebody want to move on life sign?
I'd like to move that.
Second. Discussion.
Yeah, I just have,
Discussion, sorry.
You had discussion.
okay, yeah, so I just was looking at the job estimate report and so it's saying that the width is so that's 9, it looks like 9 meters. So obviously is that saying 4.5 meters on each side? What's,
1.2 meters on each side is what they expect it to be.
okay, so
And that's how the contribution agreement reads.
okay, so the job, yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, because, and just on that point, I mean, I don't know, you might be aware of it, or that we've had discussions with, I want to say Logan, but it's not Logan, with Mitchell. And, at looking at doing something with East Side Martins River where it intersects Highway 3 while they're doing this project. And they're actually working on trying to get it ready. I hope it will be, but I probably don't, because they have to move some poles. And because they're interested in changing the grade there. And they thought they might incorporate that while they're doing the grubbing and all that project.
I wasn't aware.
I'm hoping that they will, but, anyway.
That's why we attacked this.
So just at a staff level, just to be clear, have you had that conversation with public works staff so they're aware of that? Because more than,
Work staff?
yeah.
No, but we spoke to Mitchell the last time he was here and he said that it depends on Nova Scotia Power.
Okay.
Because I don't think they have a problem with the grades or anything that Public Works Nova Scotia will do that, but the power pole's the issue.
Yeah.
Because that has to be moved and I'm not sure if they've explored that. I hope they have.
So I just asked that question because under this contribution agreement, they invite us to have our own inspectors on site during the construction program. So that'd be good for our team to be aware of.
Oh, well, that's great, yeah.
Just make sure that things are not being.
Yeah, because, they were down and looked at it, actually, Public Works, and thought that they would do it based on it being paved in 24, 25, which was the original plan.
Right, yes.
But it got booted up to this year, which is great.
But
But,
I'm now Andy to have a little, should have a chat on it.
yes, perfect.
Yeah, that's why I wanted.
Great,
Thanks.
thanks.
You got that question too.
Tina?
Certainly, yeah, so in terms of the motion and what we're committing to, so if it sticks with 543,050, there's 15% on that, right? The tax on that.
Actually, good question. 4.29% is our contribution of the tax. So that's, you get up to the 566.
Just looking at what we're spending through gas tax money and what we're spending it on and where we're spending it and so on. So, plus any potential cost overruns up to 10%, and I guess if it's over 10%, it comes
Comes
back.
there, yeah.
And we say yay or nay at that point, but that's fine. So, yeah, okay, it's interesting. Thank you very much. Good for the record.
So, we had a motion.
I made a motion.
Discussion. We'll share.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed, motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Welcome.
Have a great weekend.
Okay, I think I'm on to New Rutland. I believe so. unless I missed something.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so. I'm sorry, right? I'm going now. I don't expect this of you. So just wanted to check in with everybody. I know you're keenly interested on the rate kit, not the rate necessarily, but the rate kit itself, which you'll see there in its beauty and glory.
Our water?
The partnership.
Well, the pool, yeah.
The partnership committee started this journey with $800 in its account. And you'll recall that at our first debriefing meeting in March, we talked about our aspirations. And at that time, the fire department stepped up with a commitment of up to 10,000 if we needed it, knowing that We had to secure the, the total costing, what was what. We received the quote and obviously paid for it and set up as you see. The total cost of everything, the total cost of the kit, not the sand and the equipment to get it level and all that stuff, that was all donated, by the way. The total cost for the kit was $21,507.11.
Gina, can I just, how big is it actually?
40 by 80.
Wow.
And that's it right there.
40 by 80.
That's the kit, that's our covered structure that we invested in as a municipality.
Wow,
That's the covered structure that we, yeah.
nice.
So the total cost, 21,507, decimal 11. So, decimal 11, I'm sorry. The province kicked in, as you would recall, I indicated $5,000. We were able to raise through donations, businesses, organizations, and individual donations of every amount, total donation amount from the community of $15,711. That added to the 5 gives us a balance of revenue of $20,781.00, leaving a balance owing of $726.11. So that basically cleared out our $800 I'm starting with.
Wow.
That's just kind of joking, right? Because obviously we have fundraised and we have donations and we have people still contributing to the ring kit and the success of the ring kit itself. So we want to thank council for the investment in the storage building, which we started on already. Discovered that we were going to have to invest in more than what we thought we might have to invest in to prepare the ground at the fairgrounds, because the building is gonna possibly be moved or not, like just a whole bunch of stuff. Because again, the building belongs to the committee, not the fairgrounds. So we were kind of scratching our head on that, but it only took a phone call, Soul Shore, sand and gravel, and put, all that stuff is donated. Put, just like that, right? So yeah, it's really been heartwarming.
Great story.
It's all I can say.
Yeah, well, it's really good.
Yeah, thank you, that's all.
It is,
Question?
I still in, I was gonna have.
We're fishing in your house right now, so no.
So did it actually have ice this year?
Yes, we did. Yes, Mother Nature did not really give us a fair shake, but we are looking ahead to next year in that early, we're exploring now just some other success stories. Jody, I believe, is going to reach out to colleagues he has in the Truro area, just other areas of Nova Scotia that have outdoor rinks and how they are doing it, maybe just another up.
Technology is a wonderful thing.
Our challenge is this is an area where we set it up that's used a lot. So therefore, we are not like the Halifax Oval, where we can put some things, invest some things for refrigeration, let's say, things like that. So it's an active area. So, pros and cons.
Well, firework, that.
Yep.
How many days of open did you have?
I don't know, but as a politician, I can just make up a figure. But no, I don't know that. No, I don't know that. I don't know that. I can go back through Facebook because I'll post her on there every hour.
That's a great addition to New Ross.
Well, you
Summer,
know,
winter, right?
the beauty of it
It's
is,
hopefully next winter will be.
it's not even just near us.
Yeah, I know.
And we don't have, it's not a gated,
Well,
entry, so we can't hold people where they're from, but when we were down there the day that, through the municipality in province of Nova Scotia, the film crew, forget who it is, the film crew that was doing filming with Race Week and different events over the past year, they were near us, when we had skating, and we were playing around with that, not a lot. There were a few people down there that Marty Murphy and I didn't recognize, and we were thinking, okay, how do we ask them to leave, right? We need some filming happening here, and they were from Walden, they weren't from New Ross, right? So they're coming from other areas. And, I know that it sounds made up, but they are,
No,
right?
it's
They are.
great story.
Because people who like to skate, and it's affordable, it's accessible, it's easy to get to, they can package it maybe by going to Ross Farm, they can get something at Biddle's and they can do the whole thing, so yeah, yay!
Affordable, how much you charge?
Zero,
Says affordable,
it's zero,
that's pretty affordable.
yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know,
There you go.
today for people and families and individuals,
Do you supply skates?
we're getting there. Yeah, we're getting there. We actually have that in the works right now. We, of course, have had it come through by donations, Sport Check and Bridgewater, like, some of those little, kid-friendly, little skate thingies, not skates, don't get me wrong, but, so that hockey sticks, home hardware, one big bucket of pockets, and what after that, so we're getting another big bucket. So just the local businesses and individuals doing that. Hockey nets, we've had a couple of hockey nets just drop off mysteriously at the rate. So that will help in terms of our storage building as well. But in terms of the equipment loan program, we are looking at that. And there are people that want to donate skates that are, you know, gently used, kids are outgrowing them, but as well as other people that are outgrowing those skates and want to be able to skate. And it's an expense when you have 3 kids, to buy skates, right? So, and you're not really in it like at the rink, you're not doing, you know, minor hockey and things like that, but you want to skate. So yeah, we're doing that. But we have to store them inside, they have to be warm, like quasi warm, so yeah, but that's all.
Okay, so
Thank
we
you.
have one in-camera matter. So a motion to go in camera, and the item is the fire contract negotiation.